We're covering this big story over in Piute County. It's the largest wildfire of the season, and it's growing. Again, this is the Silver King Fire in Marysvale. At last check, it's burned nearly 11,000 acres. Again, you see Brian McElhatton is there. Brian, you've been on the ground all day. Tell us, what have you seen so far?
Well, we've seen firefighters coming in from all across the state and all across the region, Sarah. Right now, we're watching 3 helicopters dump water on the fire. And I want to show you around just a little bit. We're just west of Marysvale, and you can see the smoke right over here in this canyon. This is Bullion Canyon, like gold bullion. And the neighbors here that I've talked to are fearful that the fire could move down this canyon. That's the really bad scenario. We don't want to see that happen because there are lots of homes in this canyon. So far, firefighters have been able to keep that from happening, but I'll tell you, the winds are shifting here and the humidity is very low, in the 10 to 15% range. That does not bode well for fighting fires. There are no mandatory evacuations at this point. Neighbors can evacuate if they feel the need. Nothing mandatory yet, though that could change at some point depending on how this fire behaves. Now, earlier today, we met some folks in town who are watching all of this happen, and I want you to hear from some of them right now. At the corner of 89 and East Bullion Avenue.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
The convenience store is the town square of Maryville.
Thank you very much.
There's one topic of conversation today.
Big talk right now, the fire. We get calls. It's like we're the information center or something here at the store here.
That's business owner Nathan Marshall. He's feeling optimistic that firefighters are keeping the flames away from town.
Feel a little less panic today. Maybe it's just because the smoke's going in a different direction. I don't.
Optimism is good, but there's realism here too, as the smoke grows.
For me personally, I used to be a firefighter in Zigzag, Oregon, so it brings back a lot of memories, good and bad.
Lynette Higgins is from Scipio. She's brought her off-road vehicles today to enjoy the trails in the area. She didn't know there was a fire, but seeing the smoke here now takes her back in time.
I've lost loved ones in fires. I just hope everybody stays away and everybody uses caution when they're out in the wilderness.
Firefighters are working hard here, about 350 right now, and more are on the way, digging hand lines and fighting the fire from the air. It's hot, tough work. And back in town, the neighbors are grateful.
Thank you very much, and they're hard workers. And yesterday they worked hard, ground, air, everything to keep our town safe, and a big thank you.
So the people here in town that we talked to, they are very much aware of this situation. They see the smoke and they smell it. They're not panicky though. They know what to do if the fire gets closer and they need to leave. Some of them have actually pre-positioned their cars in their driveways so they can get out quicker if need be. In the meantime, these helicopters are still dropping water on the flames. A short time ago, we saw fire coming up through the crowns of the trees on this mountainside over here. You don't want to see that because fire spreads very easily in a scenario like that. And before I go, Sarah, let me tell you, 10,020 acres is the official size we got from firefighters when we talked to them earlier today. Now, that fire size may change. It may increase overnight tonight, or they may revise it down a little bit. That all depends on how they calculate the acreage, and how they'll do that tonight. As long as the weather holds out, they're going to fly a plane over the fire with a special infrared camera that will look at the heat. That will give them a much better way to map this fire and figure out just how big it is. And of course, we'll be waiting for that information to come down so we can relay that to you.